Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Grumpy Guy Show. I'm Derek McAllister.
And I'm Ryan McAllister.
So, the way we're going to start out our new format, where we just go for however long, is we're going to tell you how many topics that we have to start out with. So, tonight, we have 3. You know, if we end up with more than that because we go on tangents, well, so we do. But it's just the way the show's going to go. You don't like it, start your own show. Doesn't cost anything. So, let's start out with the first one that I have here. Live chat. Oh, sorry, I did that wrong. Live chat for support. And of course, live chat is in quotes. So, we had a smart thermostat that wasn't smart enough to operate the AC. It could only operate the heat. So I decided to buy a new one because when I tried to get support from that company last year, they just said, "Oh, make sure this wire is connected to there." It was, you morons. Following your stupid instructions, it was connected like that. That's why I'm asking for help. So I decided I wasn't gonna deal with that. So I went and I bought a new one. And I had the same problem. And I kept going to their website, trying to find out, find some information, find some help. Even if it's to send a stupid email to them. So you go to their support site, and then you click on this thing, because, one little tile says, what do you want to do? And one of the options is, I need help with installation. So you click that, and then it gives you a list of things, one of which is download the manual, which I'm looking at the fucking manual, so why do I need to download it? But anyway, so, I'm doing all that, I'm looking through all this stuff, and then there's one that says, get live support. Hey, great! So I click that. What's it do? Takes me right back to the first frickin' thing. It didn't matter what path I tried to take. It just went around in circles. So then they sent me an email because I had registered the product and everything. So they sent me an email, and in there said, live chat, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. So I'm like, cool, I can get some help. So I click that, and where does it take me? Right back to the same damn page. So I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like getting more and more frustrated. And then finally, I see this little tiny pop-up that comes up on the window that says that you have to accept their cookies in order to do anything. I'm like, really?
Really?
So I was just about to do that. I had tried one last thing, and I was just about to allow cookies. And then all of a sudden, the air conditioner kicked on. I was like, oh my God, I figured it out. So, if you're going to offer live chat, don't make it so that you're going to freaking track me just to do it. I already bought your product. I don't want you tracking me. That's all there is to it. It's just stupid. You're going to offer live chat, then just make it live chat. You get the information based on the live chat. You don't need all this other crap. You don't need to track me for this. So, yeah, that really, really ticked me off. Especially since there wasn't any place on their website where there was a phone number or an email address or, anything else. It was just, yep, do this. And we're just going to take you in circles. So frustrating. So that was like 3 or 4 of my nights. But I got it working. At least, I should clarify, it's at least running the AC. It's very warm out, so I don't know if it's actually going to operate the heat. But we'll worry about that when it comes to the fall, I guess. Oh, my. But I'll tell you, it was a whole lot better sleeping with air conditioning, considering how humid it was yesterday and today. It's going to be nice sleeping with the AC on. But now that I actually got it connected, now I'm hoping, one of the reasons I bought the particular one I did is because it comes with a remote sensor that you can put in another place within the house. And you can prioritize where the thermostat's going to get its temperature reading from. So I can set it so that at night it prioritizes upstairs where we're all sleeping instead of downstairs. So, who cares if it's 74 degrees downstairs during the summer? If it's 80 degrees upstairs, that's where we're sleeping. So 74 downstairs doesn't help us. So this is going to let it, it's going to make it so that it says, hey, I want it 74 degrees upstairs. I don't care what it is down here. It could be 70 degrees down here. As long as it's 74 up there, we're good. I don't think it would be quite that bad, but I don't know. So we shall see. But anyway, so how about we move on to our next topic?
All right.
So as many know, our favorite politician was actually convicted of all 34 felony charges against him.
Yep.
And they were noting on tonight's newscast that this means that his ability to have a permit to carry a gun is now revoked. I'm like, okay, well, first and foremost, when was the last time you actually carried a gun? As president, you're not likely to carry a gun. You've got so much protection around you that if they get through all that protection, you're dead anyhow. But I just found that kind of fascinating that he still has it. And apparently is still renewing it, because I believe you have to renew those. Not being somebody who carries a gun, I can't say I'm not a gun owner, but I don't own a gun that requires a permit. Let's put it that way. So I don't own a handgun. So I don't know. I believe they do expire, but who knows? But speaking of guns, we'll jump on to our next and final topic. So this one happens to be about Hunter Biden and the trial that he's currently going through.
Mm-hmm.
So the trial is focused on the fact that he got a gun and applied for the gun while under the influence. Now they're claiming it was drugs. He says it was alcohol, blah. I don't care about all that crap, but, it's just like, I don't understand how he got the damn permit that he got. Whether he was, lying on his application about whether he was under the influence or not. Obviously he was in that state of mind because he was in rehab.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the issues are with guns. It's not with the people who own the guns. It's with how they get the guns. Seriously. Background checks. And it's not just background checks. There needs to be mental health checks as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could have a squeaky clean background, but it doesn't mean that I'm mentally capable of controlling myself with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I could just get pissed off at somebody, pull the gun out and shoot. Well, I had the gun legally. It's ridiculous. And I find it truly ridiculous that we're so focused on this trial, because I guarantee that there's plenty of other trials happening across the country under the same exact circumstances, and we don't hear about them. Why? Well, because it's not the president's son. And you know what? This trial it has nothing to do with the fact that his last name is Biden. The fact that it's in the news, it has to do with the fact that his last name is Biden. Other than that, there's no reason whatsoever we would ever hear about it. I don't know. I don't get it. I'm really tired of celebrities having all the attention. You know, when regular people do things and it's never noticed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't care about if I want to know about J-Lo canceling her concert series, I'll watch the stupid entertainment news. That shouldn't be on the national news or even on the local news.
Yeah.
That's not news. That's entertainment. But, you know, they tend to focus on just that.
Yep.
You know, and there's so many different sports that they have to cover. You know, they cover 1/10 of the amount of coverage that they should. Because they give them a 10-minute... it's not even 10 minutes. I think it's like 5-minute segment to go through and do the news. And it's like, you know, the sports. Why not take one of these half-hour segments? Because the local news is now half an hour from 4 to 4:30, and then an hour and a half from 5 to 6:30. Do we really have that much news to cover?
Apparently.
No, we don't, because it's the same damn thing, just repeated 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, except for the sports. They only give sports 5 minutes, you know, and to me that's fine, I guess, because I don't really pay attention to sports. But at the same time, there is enough happening in the sport world. Make that a half an hour segment.
Mm-hmm.
Especially now with all of the high school playoffs going on for, you know, baseball and track and field hockey and softball and, you know, whatever else. I mean, there's a lot happening now that they could be covering. But instead, they have to focus on 2 or 3 huge stories because we got to hear about Hunter Biden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, hearing about local schools doing well in sports, to me, is much more interesting and important than hearing about Hunter Biden and whether or not he lied on an application.
Yep.
You know, I mean, let's face it. He's shelling out all kinds of cash. He's going to get away with this in one way or another. You know, and if he's actually convicted, then Dad's going to step in and give him a pardon.
Obviously.
You know, as long as everything happens before the election where his father could potentially lose. But
I doubt that he will.
I don't know. I mean, we've talked about it before. It really depends on what the voter turnout is, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Can't really... I mean, you listen to all these stupid opinion polls and everything, and, you know, 2 weeks ago, they asked all kinds of Trump supporters, oh, if he's convicted, would you still support him? And, like, I think it was like 40% said no. Well, now they asked, you know, they repeated it after he's been convicted, and only 5% say no. You know, I mean, it's the same issue. I'm pretty sure we've talked about before where, hold on a second. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've talked about it before where, you know, they claim these polls are so accurate, but they're asking a completely different set of people, likely in a completely different area. You know, so for that first one, they could have been someplace where Trump isn't very well supported. And then the second one, they could be someplace where he's extremely supported.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they say, oh, plus or minus 1% variance. Bullshit.
If you want proof that polls aren't accurate, go back to 2016 and look at the election for that.
Yeah.
Every single poll had Hillary Clinton winning by a massive margin.
Yep.
Some polls were even saying that she was going to win in a landslide. Like, bigger than Obama's first election landslide.
Yeah.
Some even went as far as to say that she was going to win bigger than either time her husband won. Which was insane. She's nowhere near as charismatic as either of those two.
Yeah, but I mean, that's... I don't know. I mean, it's just ridiculous, you know? To go by something like that, there's all this speculation, and really what it is it's about having something to talk about on the news.
Mm-hmm.
You know, oh, we got this opinion poll that we took. Yeah, good for you. It's crap.
Exactly. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything. You could ask the same people in 2 weeks, and they're probably not going to remember what they answered the previous time. So,
Yep.
I don't know. All right, folks. So, I'm sure you've heard that music starting up in the background.
Good night.
We'll see ya.